Welcome to David Branch here to the program on MMAOddsBreaker. He's getting ready to fight Clifford Starks, come up here in UFC or at World Series of Fighting 30 at the Hard Rock Hotel Casino in Las Vegas. You just got home, correct, Dave, from a long day of training?
Yep.
It's what is it, 9:30 at night, your time?
Yes, it is 9:33.
And this is your normal schedule. You get home at about 9:30 every night from training.
Sometimes a little later. It depends, you know. Like usually closer to the fight. If I'm fighting, I'll be main event, so I'll start scheduling some of my last 2 weeks. I'll do some of my nighttime training and try to simulate when I'll be fighting and get my body acclimated to the fight time.
Well, you're on the East Coast, correct?
Yeah.
Vegas is on the West Coast, so you're looking at 3-hour difference, so 6:30.
Yeah, so I'll start training so here I'll do training like at 8:00 sometimes, like maybe something like that. Not too late, you know.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like 10, 11 o'clock your time, like that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No,
okay.
No.
And so how do you get around? Is it all intercity transportation? You taking bus and subway and train, or
just public transportation for now, man? Me and my Jewish Cadillacs, you know, get it done.
nice. Great reference. It's been a long time since I've heard that one. Nice. Thank you for bringing it back for me. I appreciate that.
You got it, man.
So, you know, most places, like if you're in Minnesota, you get caught because of the winter. Obviously, you can't go anywhere because of winter. So sometimes you have to make practices because the snowfalls have the road shut down. But you don't have that problem living in New York City, do you?
No. I mean, New York City, all you got is the black ice. You just got to be careful, watch your step, you know. But it's going to be cold. It'll be cold. It's hot. It's too fucking hot.
Yeah.
So it's you know, springtime is so short. We don't really get a happy medium anymore.
Right.
You know, it is what it is. You just got to get it done. You got to get your ass to the gym. That's it.
So you get in the gym every day. You haven't missed any workouts because of the winter storms. So every fighter comes in with some kind of nicks and bangs up and injuries, but you're, other than the normal little small ones, you're relatively healthy and everything's going in the right direction.
Frank, this is the first fight in a long time since I've been a younger lad, you know, in my 20s, to where I'm going into a fight with absolutely no injuries. I mean, I just had a bicep tenodesis, and I had a knee scope. And that's all done. I mean, I got all my injuries sorted out. I had like big time problems with my right shoulder, and that's all done. And I went to like one of the best surgeons in the tri-state area, and I'm like I feel like a war machine right now, man. It's on. Wow. You know? Because from 2012, people don't know, from 2012, I had like really bad tears in my right shoulder. And in the Yushin Okami fight, I tore my bicep rolled off. Like I tore that in the first round, you know?
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah, dude, it was bad, man. I went to surgery right away, right after that, you know?
So this is for the folks at home. You're on a 7-fight win streak. You've won 9 of your last 10. Your last loss was May 2012 to Anthony Johnson in Titan. And that was a 3-round decision back when he was, you know, making his weight adjustments and all that kind of thing. And now we all know where Anthony is at. You're saying back then your shoulder was screwed up.
All I had was a jab, some takedowns, and the grappling. I couldn't like effectively strike and body shift momentum with punches and stuff like that. It was a lot going on, you know.
That's 2012 May. You're talking about in Yushin Okami's fight, which is November 2014. You blow your shoulder out, and you still win that fight in the 4th round by TKO punches.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be the first time that you're fighting really injury-free.
Frank, my last fight when I fought Teddy Holder, I couldn't lift up a gallon of water like this. It would just fail. A gallon of water. I couldn't do one pull-up. One pull-up.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm a guy that's had shoulder injuries his entire career, all through wrestling. I've had, my shoulders have always been messed up. They're messed up now. I retired and they still bother me. And it's a constant battle. For you to do that well against that quality of competition, Jesse Taylor, Danilo Villafort, Yushin Okami, Justin Miguel, and then Teddy Holder, that kind of competition with one arm and still win is incredible.
Yeah, it was tough, man. It was tough.
So what's different now in your training? Because you're able to do things you couldn't do before in training. So
really weird. It's really weird because now like my coaches got to tell me to slow down because I feel like a kid. It's like when you have a car and you just and you don't really understand like how fast the fucking car goes and you got a lead foot. That's kind of what it is right now, you know. It's like, and then I got to be careful because I'm still 34, so I got to like be very mindful of my training. I'm not as young as I used to be, but my body feels like it's fucking like in its early 20s because I can just do everything. There's no limitations.
Wow.
really weird, man.
So your coaches are telling you pull off, you got to go home. But what are your training partners saying at the end of practices?
God damn, man.
Nice.
I mean, I switch out with different training partners, so I don't really get to see the effectiveness of the cardio aspect with one person.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know, so what I've done now is like if they switch guys on me, which I'll probably be doing tomorrow,
Right.
I'll get a fresh body. So I'll just try to make the one guy I have in front of me it's physically exhausted as possible within 5 minutes. Like there's a mental switch that definitely went off in my head, and you'll see it in this fight where I just don't give a shit. You know, I'm just gonna go forward and I'm gonna get it done. Not stupid. But I'm not going to just stay at bay and play a fencing game. I'm going to go in there, invade the guy's space, and make a goddamn fight out of it because he's there, and that's my job. That's what I got to do to get it done. And sometimes that you know the switch that some fighters have in their head, they just accept the violence, you know.
Right.
And I accept it's going to be what it's going to be, and I'd rather be the one dishing it than worrying about the fucking one getting it, you know.
We were talking before we started recording that you're 20 fights into your career. This isn't something new for you. You have a lot of tape. There's a lot of tape out there for Clifford to take a look at. So it's not like overnight you're going to be all of a sudden this whole different person. So it's not like there's a lot of secrets out there. But you do get to a point now, especially at your age, you're just like, look, I'm going to fight. We're going to punch each other in the head. And each of us are trying to do damage to the other one. We got to figure out a way to win this fight, you know. So there is game planning that still goes on in these fights.
Definitely.
Do your coaches put the game plan together for you, or do you put the game plan together and tell your coaches what's going to go on?
I'm actually really good at a really good strategist. I do a lot of my game planning, and then I listen to my coaches because they know what they see. I have all of my coaches are specialized in what they do, so I don't undermine the things that they say because they know what they're talking about through experience. So I listen to them, but then I go back home and then I think about it because I know I'm the one who knows how to put it all together. I'm the gumbo maker, you know. So I'm the guy that'll be like, okay, this will work, but under those circumstances, and I might not be able to do this. You know, so it's just one of those things now to where I really get to do what I want to do, but injury free. I don't have limitations. So guys are really going to be able to see what I can do now that I don't care about like pulling the trigger, you know? I think that's always been my thing.
And is that been hard in training camp? All of a sudden now, like, wow, I can actually throw this, and I can throw it a lot. Has it been hard in training camp? All of a sudden, getting used to, wow, I'm really using this arm a lot, and now it offsets your pattern and rhythm.
Frank, the fucking right hand goes straight down the fucking pipe, man. And you know, like when you catch a guy good right in the mouth, and they just kind of go like that and go, ooh, you know, it's like those things. Hold on one second.
It's okay. You're back. It's just video goes in and out sometimes.
Here we go.
So, man, that's great. That's great to hear injury free and that things are going so well, especially at 34, because now people usually talk about, hey, I'm on the tail end of my career. But all of a sudden now you just gave yourself 5 years. Like all of a sudden you come back like, I don't know, I may have 1 or 2. So all of a sudden now I have 5 years left in this. I can do like 20 more. Like I'm good.
So after my shoulder surgery, my surgeon, Dr. Alan Answorth, he does like a lot of Olympic athletes, all of the New Jersey Nets, the Knicks. Mm-hmm. He does a lot of the football players, and he goes because I had what did I have in there? I had bone spurs in there, I had arthritis inside the shoulder, and then after the surgery, he said you will never feel the pain again, and he said you're going to be hitting extremely hard.
Wow, that's awesome. That's great. So what kind of fight is Clifford then gonna bring to you? Because he hasn't changed either. There's footage on him. He's 13-2. There's a lot of footage on him as well. Not as much as you, of course, but there is a lot of footage on him. You've actually fought in more televised promotions than he has. So there's a lot more time to get a hold of you. Right. But what's Clifford going to bring to the table now? And with the new right hand, all of a sudden, your game plan changes because now you can crack a guy as opposed to just touching it with it.
What I could say is if I was Clifford, I would have to fight me like a taller man because he's a smaller man, and I'm going to go out there and treat him like that. He's a little guy. You know, he's going to have to look to throw that overhand right. What he likes to do is he likes to try to circle guys into his right hand by walking to the left, but he disobeys the natural laws of boxing because he also puts himself in the line of the right hand. So he doesn't want to do that. But the thing with him is that when he gets in trouble, he's always going to start to, go to his comfort zone, which is the wrestling. With this wrestling, he likes to overshoot, and sometimes he often ends up overextended. He gets on the bottom a lot because he doesn't knee slide. He doesn't get his weight back underneath him. He's not like a real technical wrestler. You can tell he's a real strong guy in weird positions. You know what I mean?
Right.
He reminds me of Jesse Taylor a little bit, where he shoots against the grain and uses his head, and he'll be able to. He just needs to get his hands on you, and then he'll be able to figure everything else by feel. You know what I mean? Because he's a strong guy in like awkward positions. You know what I mean?
Right,
I
right.
fought before,
And with talking earlier, Dave was talking about earlier height wise. David's 6'1" versus Clifford's 5'10", fighting at 185, and that doesn't sound like much, but also you're talking about the ability to fight long. David fights long, and Clifford fights inside. So even if the reach advantage is to Clifford's style, which is not, it's about even within a half inch. That David is going to be able to hit him a lot further out because he is so far away from him, and Clifford fights so small. In a boxing standpoint, too extreme, but more like a Mike Tyson, where he's gonna do everything inside until he's so far away from him, he wants to shoot, but he doesn't use anything long and rangy. He doesn't use long jabs.
Only the 1-2, only the 1-2, and sometimes occasionally the jab. But with a guy like him, is you can't just try to keep him on the outside and jab him because he's gonna look to punch on top of your punches. You got to bring it to him in combinations, and you got to take short steps backwards. Things like that, a lot of little different things that I'll be showing out there. Angles and attitude, man, with this guy, You got to get him out of there because he'll break down mentally, like that's a lot of pressure, and you got to blow. I'm going to go out there and blow his goddamn lungs out, That's just what's going to happen,
And that honestly, sometimes that's the best game plan. Is I'm just going to go harder than you. I'm going to go faster than you. I'm going to put so much pressure on you that you just fall apart. And then come second round, we saw it. This is the extreme. We saw it with McGregor and Diaz, where McGregor literally hit him so hard so many times, he punched himself out, and Diaz just took it and then came back and cracked him. It really was Diaz being in better shape cardiovascularly than McGregor was at that time in that first round. That's just how it worked out. Sometimes it's a great game plan, but with a guy like Clifford, that can't be the only game plan because he is one of those guys that's freakishly strong in a weird position. He'll be underneath you, and all of a sudden he's completely stretched out, arms overhead, and all of a sudden he just sucks you in. You're like, what the? I'm on my back. Why'd I get here? This is silly.
Yeah. Trigg, he won't be sucking me in, man.
Good.
He won't be doing that, man. Heavy on the head, man. He ain't going to be sucking me in.
Nice. That's David Branch getting ready to fight Clifford Starks coming here, World Series of Fighting on April 2nd at the Hard Rock Hotel Casino, Las Vegas, Nevada. Dave, thanks so much. I know it's late for you. I really appreciate you spending some time with us. Have a great rest of your training camp the last week, and we'll talk again soon.
You got it. Thanks, Trigg.